right open.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, it's right in the end.
The tempo does.
You have a little higher.
I do. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. Wait. I do.
What they think is over, how they do that thing cooking, that's what it means. And we gonna be cooking, Marley.
Go inside the intense build-up to Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez, as both fighters push through grueling training camps with laser focus and discipline. Confidence is sky-high while skills and mindsets are sharpened daily. These behind-the-scenes moments reveal raw determination, tactical planning, and competitive fire, setting the stage for a high-stakes showdown driven by pride, ambition, and the hunger to prove supremacy in the ring.
Every day, but it's serious when he's sparring. He gets down to nitty-gritty, does his thing, just embarrasses a lot of the sparring partners. And again, I tell him, have fun in there. Like, just make boxing great again, make boxing fun again. Oh, it is a little one.
Man, I've been working my ass off.
His opponent is undefeated. He's a frigidity boxer. He jumps in, jumps out. But there's one thing we see that he don't do, and
Teofimo Lopez pushes himself through brutal training sessions under the watchful eye of legendary coach Freddie Roach. Every punch is fast, sharp, and purposeful, showcasing his speed, power, and focus. Roach keeps the pace relentless, demanding discipline and precision at all times. The intense workout highlights Lopez's hunger to evolve, refine his skills, and prepare mentally and physically for a major challenge inside the ring.
Yeah. Yeah. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2. You hungry? Come on. Good back.
Share a lot of the same values, so right now we're doing some signatures, we're gonna do some giveaways, really putting the fans first, so when he wins, the fans are gonna win, even a free beer giveaway after he knocks out his opponent this fight.
Just doing things like this is what really matters, you know, at the end of it. When I'm in there in the gym, I'm having a great time, that's what I love to do, but over here, you know, it's just all about giving back. Just stay tuned, man, you guys can win.
Shakur Stevenson's camp reflects sharp focus and disciplined preparation. Training is calm yet intense, with emphasis on movement, timing, and clean execution. The atmosphere is quiet and confident rather than loud. Every session has clear purpose, revealing a fighter who trusts his abilities and is fully locked in for the challenge ahead. Shakur Stevenson speaks candidly about the challenge of facing Teofimo Lopez, acknowledging that many fans and analysts expect a difficult fight. He understands that perception, explaining that he has known Teofimo since their amateur days and holds deep respect for his talent, strength, and experience. Stevenson emphasizes that this matchup was a deliberate decision, chosen to test himself and elevate his abilities to the next level. Rather than seeking comfort, he thrives on challenges that demand growth, discipline, and evolution. Shakur makes it clear that his mindset entering every fight is total dominance, no matter who the opponent is or where the bout takes place. His goal is to perform so decisively that there is no room for doubt, debate, or controversy. That mentality drives his preparation and sharpens his focus throughout camp. Looking ahead, Stevenson believes a victory over Lopez would significantly elevate his career, place him firmly among boxing's elite, and strengthen his case as one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the sport.
I mean, they absolutely right to have their opinion. I already know this guy's good. I done came up in the amateurs with him. I chose this for that reason. Like, I chose this because I wanted to challenge myself. I wanted to put myself in a situation to where I'm able to raise my game up to another level. So that was my whole purpose.
Do you feel like you got to be real dominant in this fight? Because I mean, Tio, he from New York, and you know, you having a fight in New York, and the judges, man, you never know, yeah.
He not from New York, but he not from New York. He not from New York. He probably was born in New York, but like being from New York is like I'm raised and I'm brought up in New York, and I know him for years and years, and I always seen him out of Florida. Like that's where he was out of, Florida. So I don't look at him like a fighter that's from New York. So, but do I gotta be dominant? I think every fight that I set up, I want to be dominant. I don't care who in front of me. I want to dominate. I want to beat you to where judges don't feel like they can rob me. So I always got that feeling. I always got that chip on my shoulder.
If you do win this fight, what do you think it does for your career?
I think it put me top 5 pound for pound. I think it puts me like one of the best fighters in my era. I think it just established that I'm that guy. Like, I'll be one of the 4 kings that they call the 4 kings, and it also depends on the fashion that I do it. So it's gonna be interesting.
But what be going on with this Tio dude, though, man? I be seeing these videos online of him making racist comments. You be seeing that, man?
I think
Roy Jones Jr. offers a thoughtful perspective on the contrast between old school and new school fighters, centering on how respect was handled during his era. He explains that in the past, certain words or actions crossing into disrespect would never be tolerated face-to-face because immediate consequences would follow. According to Jones, once respect is broken, confrontation becomes unavoidable, and ignoring it sends the wrong message, making a fighter appear weak or unsure of himself. Old school fighters, he says, responded quickly to test intentions and established clear boundaries, protecting their pride and reputation. For Jones, this mindset went far beyond fighting itself. It was about manhood, honor, and ensuring no one questioned where you stood. He observes that some modern fighters intentionally provoke others, treating disrespect as a way to gauge reactions or create attention. In Roy's view, this behavior cannot be overlooked or brushed aside. Respect is non-negotiable in boxing, and responding firmly when it is challenged defines a fighter's character, discipline, and credibility. It shows that boundaries matter and that personal integrity is essential, not only inside the ring, but in life as well.
Announced the fight. I don't understand the press conference. Shakur Stevenson looked confused about the press conference. Teofimo Lopez is known for saying outlandish things, but I've noticed over the last couple of years, he's making less and less sense when he speaks. Like, the types of things that he's saying at the press conference are just unnecessary. The things that he's saying and the way he's saying it, I don't know if it's nervous energy. I don't know if he's just trying to get a rise out of these cameras and people online so they can talk about him. I really don't know what it is, but I don't understand why guys do things like that. What does that have to do with the fight? What does that have to do with boxing? The only thing you might accomplish out of that is making Shakur Stevenson mad, and he try to make you pay for that come fight night on January 31st. I don't get that kind of stuff. See, we'll look at stuff like that and we'll laugh at it in the sport of boxing, and we won't say that that's affecting boxing or hurting boxing. We'll just say that's just the way fighters are. But we'll get mad at a Jake Paul and we'll say that he's ruining boxing because you don't like Jake Paul or the things that he says or the fact that he's making money in a space that he didn't grow up in. To me, these are the kind of things. Press conferences like that, when you got Teofimo Lopez saying some of the things that he said, that's the kind of stuff that give boxing and fighters a black eye. That's why when we walk in a room and people know that you fought for a living or you currently fight for a living, they expect a certain type of thing. They look at you a certain type of way, and you almost gotta You almost got to prove that you're not that to be able to get some respect when you're speaking to people, because they don't expect us to be people who are sensible, people that can articulate their words, people that can be sensible about how they go about their everyday life. So I personally, listen, everybody goes about this fight thing, this competition thing different. I'm not saying nobody has to be like me, got to be like you or anybody else. Be yourself, but that kind of stuff, to me, I don't really see a place for it in the sport of boxing. It don't make sense. It got everybody scratching their head, and your opponent who came there to talk to you about this fight, he wants to hear what you got to say about what you gonna do to him and vice versa. But you got an opponent in Shakur Stevenson who's confused now. He literally was looking around like the look that Shakur Stevenson had on his face was, I did not come here for this. And I think he even said, I really don't know what to say about it. That don't make for a good press conference to me.
Yeah, I know. But see, this is what I try to tell you about. I know y'all don't hear me a lot of time when I say it. There's old school and there's new school. Old school has something that had been said. It would not have allowed us to be able to come face to face. Or you don't say it to me and think I ain't gonna try to tear your head off as soon as I get close to you.
Like, you understand? You're not gonna wait till a fight now.
Do you understand?
That day.
Because some things are too. Because sometimes you go a little bit beyond respect. That's disrespectful. If you disrespect me on any level, we fight then. Now I'm gonna try to hold it together. But if you disrespect me, which is what he just did, I'm not gonna ask him what he talking about. When I get close enough, I'm gonna show him what I ain't talking about. You understand where I'm coming from? So there's a difference. That's why I say you gotta know the difference from the old school and the new school. Had he said that in Monday, it could not. I would tell him, listen, whatever y'all do.
Boozy delivers a strong warning for Teofimo Lopez, making it clear that Shakur Stevenson should never be underestimated. He explains that Shakur's speed functions as a form of power, as many opponents struggle to see his punches coming, allowing even light shots to cause damage and disrupt rhythm. Boozy stresses that this matchup will be extremely challenging for both fighters, rejecting the idea that either man holds a clear advantage. While he acknowledges Lopez's athleticism, explosiveness, and ability to both box and punch with authority, he points out that Shakur has already proven himself against larger, stronger opponents. Through precise footwork, sharp timing, and intelligent ring control, Stevenson has consistently neutralized power threats. Boozy believes Shakur's high boxing IQ and ability to adapt over the course of the fight give him a strategic edge, particularly in longer exchanges. He predicts a decision victory for Stevenson, but warns that the fight could quickly change if Lopez walks into clean, unseen shots. This analysis highlights the respect both fighters command and emphasizes a high level of preparation required on fight night.
And I gotta tell everybody this, that Whichcomb is real athletic too. Teofimo. So I mean, I don't think it's gonna be an easy fight. You know what I mean? People think, a lot of people say it's gonna be easy and all that. Teofimo can punch and he can box. And like I said, and he's real athletic. So, you know what I mean? That'll make it a little difficult right there. You know what I mean?
I see a lot of people going back and forth with it. Some people think Teo got the advantage because of the weight and that he's athletic and explosive. Some people say Shakur is the better boxer.
Yes.
Right? How you see that fight ending?
Well, they saying, they've got the weight and all that. I see Shakur box big guys, like heavyweights and all that stuff. Just like, he box heavyweights and put the heavyweights down. You know what I mean? I think that's the right move for him. You know what I mean? Get up and I think he can really do good at that weight.
This isn't a stoppage.
I'm looking at a decision, not a stoppage. But then it all going to how Teo come in. Teo come at him. He's going to run into some shots. It might be over. You know what I mean?
Now, you always tell me it's the shot that you don't see coming.
That's it.
That power is speed.
Right.
So, could it be a situation where people underestimate Shakur's puncher power?
Yeah. I think Shakur can punch. I think he can punch. It's just, like I said, speed is power. It's not them guys, muscle bound guys come in and tell me, he can punch and all that. Like I just got finished saying, like you just got finished saying, matter of fact, punch that you don't see, knocks him out. And they always say, man, I didn't see that punch coming.
Shakur Stevenson shared his thoughts on Teofimo Lopez during an appearance on the Ariel Helwani show, making it clear that there has never been any personal conflict between them. Stevenson has long respected Lopez as a fighter, praising his speed, power, athleticism, and overall skill set. He notes that Lopez has consistently maintained these qualities, making him a truly formidable opponent in the ring. While Lopez can sometimes be a polarizing figure in boxing, making statements that rub people the wrong way, Shakur stresses that he does not take these personally. In fact, some comments, particularly those that have sparked controversy, can serve as extra motivation, pushing him to perform at his absolute best. At the same time, Stevenson recognizes that Lopez is fundamentally a driven athlete, genuinely focused on achieving greatness. For Shakur, this fight represents more than just a win. It is a serious test of his skills, discipline, and strategy. Facing a talented, respected, and highly motivated opponent like Lopez provides an opportunity to measure himself and rise to the next level in his career.
Make it happen, so let me hit the guy up.
Honestly, I had been set it up with the higher power people. I kind of asked them, can we make the fight happen? But once it got closer to getting it done, I kind of reached out to Tio, and he was cool.
And obviously this is happening at 140. Why were you interested in that? Why the decision to move up from 135?
I'm not moving up to 140 pound division just yet. I'm actually a 35 pounder, but I moved up for this fight because I know that why would I bring him down? I would have to come up to his weight if I want to fight him. So it only made sense.
Was MSG always the spot that was discussed, or perhaps Prudential Center, Newark, or any other locations?
They asked me Las Vegas or New York, and I told them I like New York. So,
do you like the idea of fighting at MSG as opposed to Prudential Center, which you have done very well at?
Nah, I would rather fight in my hometown because that's where I'm from, and I know everybody's gonna be there to support me. I know the faces, I know everything when I walk out. But honestly, it's cool because it's New York, you know? It's right there. T.O. claims he's from New York, but it's interesting.
Well, what do you mean by that? Oh, did we lose him? Oh, are you there?
He claimed it because he's not really from New York.
Okay. Yeah, you froze on us for a second, but now you're back.
He's not really from New York. He's from Florida. I actually knew him growing up, and he was always with Team Florida. So I don't look at him like a fighter that's from New York. I know the fighters that's from New York. I came up with them guys. I used to see them all the time in the regionals. When I used to go to Gleason's gym, I used to see a lot of them fighters.
Greg Hackett offers a detailed and thoughtful prediction for the highly anticipated matchup between Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez. He leans toward a decision victory for Stevenson, emphasizing the young fighter's discipline, ring intelligence, and ability to control the pace throughout the fight. Hackett explains that Shakur's skill set is specifically designed to neutralize opponents' power, making him adaptable and difficult to challenge over multiple rounds. While he acknowledges Lopez's athleticism, explosiveness, and punching power, recognizing that he is a dangerous and capable fighter, Hackett believes Shakur's precision, timing, and movement give him a distinct strategic advantage, allowing him to dictate the flow of the bout. He stresses that the fight will test both men, pushing their skills, endurance, and mental toughness to the limit. Unexpected moments could occur, but Hackett views Stevenson's consistency, tactical awareness, and high ring IQ as decisive factors. Overall, he predicts that Shakur's ability to control distance, minimize risks, and execute his game plan effectively makes him the likely winner, though Lopez's athleticism ensures the fight remains competitive, exciting, and full of action for fans from start to finish.
I think Shakur. Yeah, my first mind told me Shakur, and I thought about it. Yeah, I'm picking Shakur by decision, but because this is fighting, anything can happen. You can't count Tio out. So there is thoughts sometimes that cross my brain, like, damn, what if Tio catch him like a little further? You know what I mean? And hurt him. Or what if he just out hustle him? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a lot of shit that crossed my mind, but I still like Shakur for the dub. I like Shakur for the dub because he knows how to win. Like, he knows how to win. You know what I'm saying? And he's always prepared to win. So, and I think Shakur respects Teo to the point where he gonna train like he's never trained before, because this is a great fight for him. This is probably the best fight of his career up to date. Even though he's been in some great fights, this is probably the best opponent. You know what I mean? And Teo, same for Teo. So when it's like that, you put Magic and Bird together.
That's all for today's video. Stay tuned.